Welcome back, everyone, and a big special welcome to all the new subscribers. So glad you're here. Welcome along. Today's episode is going to be on faith and flow, competing without losing our soul. You know, everyone talks about chasing success, myself included. I'm one of them. I love it, but not enough people talk about the cost to attain it. What good is chasing all the accolades, all the trophies, all the things that we can accomplish in life, on the court, off the court, if it's going to cost us our inner peace? For me, personally, that tension between ambition and having inner calm is something that I still to this day wrestle with, both on the court and off the court. We all know that if we're not careful, we can get so focused on, okay, now what? Or what's next? Instead of focusing on what matters most. And that's what today's all about. How to pursue excellence without sacrificing our soul in the process. Let's get into it. Number one, the tension, chasing wins versus protecting peace. We all know there's this moment every athlete feels. The adrenaline, the grind, the hunger to win. I've lived that since I was a kid. It doesn't matter the racket sport, tennis, pickleball, paddle, it doesn't matter. I always want to be the best. But here's what I've learned through the years. When we tie our identity to performance, peace inevitably disappears. Every miss feels so personal. Every loss feels like I'm a complete failure. I've had seasons where I was achieving, but not at peace whatsoever. And then that's when I realized peace isn't the absence of pressure. It's the posture we take under it. What good is winning a match if we lose our peace in the process? Number two, godly ambition. One of my favorite quotes is by St. Augustine. And the quote goes, "Pray as though everything depended upon God, and work as though everything depended upon you." That to me is what godly ambition is all about. It's not just sitting back and saying, okay, whatever happens, happens. And it's also not about controlling the outcome either. It's simply walking that fine middle line where we have faith that we're putting in the work, but we ultimately know we're not the author. We're just being obedient to where we feel we are called, the mission we have, and being relentless and resilient in executing that when we know what that mission is. When I was younger, and sometimes still to this day, I need to remind myself that everything is not on me. It's not about how much effort I put in, going above and beyond, being the hardest worker. It's ultimately about having the surrender and the faith, knowing that God can change something in an instant quicker than we could do something in our lifetime. And I understand that could be a really hard concept to grasp. It was for me at one point in time when I wasn't at peace. But as I grew in my journey of having more peace, there was a very strong correlation with, as faith increased, peace increased as well. And so we know that there is a God, we are not him, and we must surrender to his perfect and sovereign will. Number three, pressure and presence. On the court, we learn quickly that chaos is guaranteed. The ball speeds up, the crowd gets loud, an opponent has a bad line call, the mind starts racing. We can't control the storm, but we can choose how we respond. And that's what faith taught me too. When challenges arise, loss, setbacks, rejection, you name it, our instinct is to fight or flee. But peace says stay grounded, breathe, adjust, trust the process. Psalm 46:10 is, "Be still and know that I am God." Be not afraid is mentioned countless times in scripture. Let that really sink in. Be not afraid. Stillness isn't passivity. It's power under control. It's knowing you're covered even when you're not in control. Number four, the cost of peace. There's always a cost to peace, and it's oftentimes our pride. It's giving up the need to prove something. It's learning to say, even if everything doesn't go my way, I'll still be okay. Back in the day, I had a tournament where I played absolutely amazing and lost. And I walked off the court feeling better than ever. I felt great inside. And I think that's because I played freely. I wasn't chasing perfection in any way. I was simply just present here and now. And then it was at that point in time, I had a taste of what flow state is. It's really when I tried to stop controlling everything and just trusting things as they unfolded. Number five, flow, faith, and freedom. So flow is more than just focus. It's living out faith moment by moment. It's the state where mind, body, and spirit are in alignment. When you're not forcing the game flows through you. And that's life too. When we stop striving and start surrendering, we find peace. And from that peace, everything else flows. We can tap into excellence. In 2 Corinthians, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power works best in weakness. That verse first hit home for me during some of the darker days of my life, when I had nothing left to give, God reminded me, He is strong when I am weak. And so that's not just a verse, that's the truth that got me through. Number 6, practical takeaways. So how do we put this all together? What are some practical takeaways from this? If you're in a really hard season right now, here are some things that you can do starting right now to help you find more flow and more peace. First, protect your peace before performance, before you hit the courts, before you go to a tournament, before you have a very important meeting. Pray, meditate, journal, whatever it is for you that centers you. Work hard, then let go. Trust the work that was put in, and then what will happen will happen. Surrendering is ultimately helping us get to that state of inner peace that can help us tap into excellence. It's just weird how it works. The more we try to control a situation or get tense, usually the opposite occurs of what we actually desire. And something that really helps me, and I have to remind myself every single day, is what is our identity rooted in? It's not in the wins, not in the losses, it's not in the titles, it's not in the metrics of views and followers. It's simply knowing that I'm loved, you're loved, period. And last is just finding daily stillness. Even if it's on the court, finding stillness in between points can go so far. Not looking around, taking a deep breath, not being distracted, looking at our racket or our paddle. If it's off the court, starting our day in silence and solitude and ending our day or finding a midday reset. Those are simple things that don't take much time. We all have the time, but do we actually do it? And it can pay dividends more than we realize if we actually do it. So yes, success is great. We all want it. It's amazing. But having peace, that's more rare. And if I had to choose, now at this stage of my journey, I'll choose peace all day. Because peace is what allows me to ultimately perform my best, love those around me very well, and live fully alive. So flow state isn't just about being in the zone. That is an important part of it, undoubtedly so. But taking it one step further, it's also being in alignment of God made us to be. And that, my friends, is where inner peace meets outer excellence. So if this resonates with you, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments what helps you stay grounded when things start to get a little unstable. Thank you for being here and staying until the end, and keep pursuing excellence and greatness, but never at the cost of your peace. I'll see you in the next one.